Okay, so there are a few signs. So when you go into a farm, okay, when you are actually working later after you've graduated, you might work in a farm or at a diagnostic lab or at the Department of Fisheries. You will be asked to go into the farm to see what's happening or to diagnose a disease. So in a real farm situation, you need to narrow down a possible disease. Okay, so there are so many diseases, including not only viruses but also including parasite, bacteria, and fungal. Fishes also can die due to other causes which are not due to pathogens or disease. Could be because of malnutrition, tak cukup nutrisi, and so on. So when you go into a farm and you want to diagnose a disease, you need to narrow down to the possible causes of a disease. How do you do that? Is by looking at the clinical signs or symptoms. So there are three ways how you can differentiate a healthy aquatic organism with a diseased aquatic organism. A healthy fish versus a disease organism. The first one is behavior of the fish, kelakuan ikan ataupun organisme aquatic. The second one is external clinical sign, which is you look at the outer body of the fish. And the third one is the internal clinical signs, where you look at the signs inside the fish, looking at the organ. So this is an example. This video is an example for fish behavior. So this is a grouper farm. If I'm not mistaken, they had hybrid grouper and as well as tiger grouper in Langkawi. So the farm was experiencing outbreak mortalities. So we were asked to go to this Langkawi farm, and they had a hatchery in the land. Dia ada hatchery di daratan, dan selepas ikan kerapu tu capai stage juvenile, dia akan dipindah ke sangkar laut. It will be transferred to cage culture. So once the groupers were transferred to the cage culture, they suffered from mortality. So banyak ikan yang mati. So in this video, saya akan mainkan video. In this video, you can see a few different types of fish. The first one is the healthy fish. You can see, I will play the video. Okay, there's one healthy fish. Okay, yang berenang dengan elok. I think ada satu je healthy fish. Okay, ada ikan-ikan lain, yang ikan yang sakit adalah ikan yang seperti ini. Okay, ikan ni tadi yang berenang. Dia berenang tapi at one point dia sengit. So it's called as uncoordinated swimming. Ikan ni tadi. Okay. So boleh nampak ikan ni tadi, where's the fish? Okay, this one of these fish yang berenang, lepas tu dia sengit. Dan you boleh nampak ikan-ikan yang sakit ni is gasping for breath. They have difficulty to breathe. Okay, dia tak dapat bernafas dengan baik, dia tercungap-cungap. And you can see most of the fish, they are darkened in color. So these are behavior of a sick fish or a diseased fish. Ada satu saja ikan yang sihat. Satu ke dua ikan yang sihat. Berkelakuan sihat. So dia pun bila dia berenang, dia tidak sengit. So ikan yang farmer masukkan ni adalah ikan yang mata dia buta. Okay, ini adalah ikan yang mata dia buta. Okay, you can see again. So ikan tersebut ada selaput putih dekat mata dia. Okay, so sometimes di bawah selaput putih tu ada parasite. So ikan tu tak dapat makan dengan baik. So these are the example of differentiation between the healthy and the diseased fish. Yang ni difficulty to breathe. Dia akan tercungap. Okay. Ada apa-apa soalan pasal kelakuan ikan? Ada apa-apa soalan tak? before I go to the next one?
Tak ada doktor.
Okay, so these are examples of sample fish from Tasmania. These are part of my PhD work. So these salmons, they are known as Atlantic salmons. They are cultured in cage culture, and this salmon has a bacterial infection, a viral infection, as well as a parasite infection. So these are examples of external and internal clinical sign. Okay, selalunya bila kita dissect open a fish, organ-organ tu tidak akan melekat pada sisi kulit tu kan, sisi ikan tu. Okay, so ini dikenali sebagai pelekatan organ ataupun internal adhesion. So this is caused by a bacterial infection known as rickettsia. Rickettsia. Okay, by looking at the clinical signs or system, you know that it is a sick fish, but you cannot really pinpoint the exact pathogen. Kita hanya tahu ikan tu sakit saja. In order for us to determine what is the cause of that disease or mortality, we have to do further tests such as cell culture or PCR. So this is another clinical sign which is known as extensive hemorrhage ataupun pendarahan. So we have to be careful with these clinical signs. Selalunya bila kita dissect open the fish, we would use the blunt side of the gunting, bahagian tumpul, so that we don't injure the organs. Sebab kita kena pastikan pendarahan ini adalah yang disebabkan oleh patogen ataupun disebabkan oleh penyakit ikan dan bukannya sebab kita salah dissect ikan tersebut. Okay, so kita juga, we also look at the difference in the size of the organ and also the color of the organ. So this is known as enlargement of liver. Kalau organ tu lebih besar ataupun lebih kecil daripada saiz yang sepatutnya, dan juga due to the color changes. Pale liver, sepatutnya liver ni warna merah macam ni ya. So this is due to lack of red blood cells. And this is known as liver abscess ataupun penanahan. Penanahan ini disebabkan oleh jangkitan bakteria. So bukan saja it does not only occur in liver but also in other organs. Okay, so this is known as skin erosion or kulit terhakis. So there's two ways how a skin erosion can happen. One is if you handle the fish roughly. If the farmers or the staff handle the fish roughly, then it can produce skin erosion. Or it can also be produced due to parasite infection. So ada parasite yang sometimes akan melekat pada kulit ikan. So jika berlaku begitu, ikan akan rasa gatal. So what it will do, it will go to the cage, and dia akan bergesel untuk tanggalkan parasite tersebut. Then it can cause skin erosion and also open wound. When a fish has an open wound like this, then it can cause secondary bacterial. Ya, memang ada di air untuk menjangkiti ikan tersebut. Secondary bacterial infection maksud dia, ia bukanlah punca utama penyakit ikan tersebut, tetapi it was an opportunity for the bacteria to affect the fish due to the open wound or skin erosion. So these are difference between the healthy fish. So you can see normally the grouper is white in color. So bukan saja disebabkan oleh penyakit ikan, tetapi in groupers once they are stressed, the color would change into darker color. So you can see this is a sick fish which has a darker body color, red eye and also blind eye. So this is also a diseased fish which has skin ulcer, fin rot, perebutan sirip and darkened body. Skin ulcer and fin rot is caused by secondary bacterial infection. This fish has hemorrhage on the body and fin rot. Okay. Do you have any questions? I will show you the OIE website. Ada apa-apa soalan? Okay, ada dah soalan. Okay. 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 Bagi sisik ikan, Erisha tanya, kalau sisik ikan yang tertanggal tu adakah ia disebabkan oleh penyakit ataupun handling method yang salah dari farmer? Okay. It could be due to handling method dan memang memang ada penyakit ikan yang boleh menyebabkan sisik ikan yang tertanggal. But I don't think so there is any viral diseases which cause the sisik to tanggal. There is a shrimp disease yang disebabkan oleh dipanggil sebagai AHNPD, which we'll learn later, which causes the shrimp to have loose skin. Dia macam tak banyak isi dalam udang tersebut. Okay, so I will show you the OIE. Okay. So just like we humans have World Health Organization, so untuk animal health pun ada satu organisation yang dikenali sebagai OIE. So what does OIE has? OIE has the codes and also the procedures and manuals for animal health, including livestock, haiwan daratan, and also aquatic animal. So when a country or a location wants to declare, especially a country like Malaysia want to declare the outbreak or a new disease for the first time, they have to follow the method which are in these rules and regulation, and they have to report to OIE. So this is the new website. So you can go to the standards. Yang saya tunjuk dalam video adalah website yang sama tetapi website dia lama. Yang ni barulah. Tapi the information is still the same. So you can go to Aquatic Code, which has the rules and regulation, or Aquatic Manual. So if you want to find any information regarding aquatic animal health, you can find in this aquatic manual. So if a disease is listed in this OIE, dipanggil sebagai OIE list, that means that disease is an important disease which is occurring all over the world. So tak semestinya kalau penyakit ikan tersebut tiada dalam senarai OIE, tak semestinya itu tidak bermaksud penyakit itu tidak penting kepada negara tersebut. So ada senarai penyakit ikan yang berlaku di Malaysia tetapi tiada dalam senarai OIE tetap kerana penyakit itu tidak berlaku di kebanyakan negara. Okey. Dan ada penyakit yang disenaraikan di OIE ada di Malaysia. Okey. So ada soalan. Okay, so normally each virus would have their own symptom and clinical sign. Okay, ada clinical sign yang sangat general. Contohnya seperti abdomen bengkak atau macam skin ulcer, perebutan sirip. Semua ini adalah yang general. Tetapi ada juga clinical sign and symptom yang unik kepada penyakit virus tersebut. That's what we are going to learn tomorrow. How to identify the unique clinical signs supaya cepat untuk kita boleh identify which viral disease is that. Okay, contoh kalau ikan yang tak sihat tu uncoordinated swimming, ikan rasa letih, ikan selalu macam tercungap-cungap, having difficulty to breathe. Those are general signs. Tetapi memang ada simptom yang khas untuk setiap viral disease yang unik lah yang kita boleh identify. Okay. So if you go to the health code, Okey, tunggu kejap ah. Okay. Okay, that's the content. So this is the health code. Okay, so ada semua contoh chapter ni disease listed by OIE. Macam mana kita nak buat surveillance untuk penyakit aquatic organism and so on lah. Macam mana kita nak control and prevention. Ini adalah secara general the rules and regulation for aquatic animal health. So dia dah ada section untuk diseases of amphibians, of crustacean. Yang ni adalah penyakit bakteria yang menyerang udang. Okay, so for viruses, we have Tora syndrome virus, white spot syndrome virus, yellowhead virus. Dan kita juga ada diseases of fish. So OIE list ni bukan saja untuk penyakit ikan yang disebabkan oleh virus, tetapi termasuk juga bakteria dan parasite. Okay. So, kita pergi ke Aquatic Animal Health Manual. Ada apa-apa soalan tak? Okay, jap. I have to look at the chat box. Okay, simptom untuk virus adakah sama dengan bakteria? Seperti saya cakap, simptom biasa. Simptom ataupun klinikan biasa yang menunjukkan ikan itu sakit. Yang itu adalah sama untuk virus, bakteria dan parasite. Cuma ada simptom-simptom yang unik yang tertentu untuk penyakit tersebut. Yang tu yang kita akan belajar hari esok. Okey, contoh simptom untuk kita, first symptom for us to detect sick fish. For example, ikan berenang tak okey. Macam dalam video tadi, ikan berenang tak okey, ikan nampak letih, ikan mengasingkan diri. Ikan yang sakit macam manusia juga bila sakit suka mengasingkan diri dan dia berada di permukaan air tercungap-cungap. Itu adalah general symptoms to show that the fish is not normal. Okay, alamak apa pula dia bagi kat code balik. Okay. Okay, aquatic manual. Kita tunggu sekejap mah. Aquatic manual tak keluar-keluar lagi ni. Okay. So aquatic manual ataupun manual of diagnostic ini mempunyai semua maklumat yang diperlukan untuk sesuatu penyakit itu, termasuk apakah methods yang kita boleh gunakan untuk detect penyakit tersebut. So if a country wants to declare that that country is positive for a viral disease or a bacterial disease, they have to follow the method suggested by this. Okay. So kita pergi contoh untuk Tora syndrome virus. So ni adalah contoh. Okay. Okay, so where did they get all this information? These informations are based on research done by the scientists. Semua maklumat tu akan dimasukkan ke dalam aquatic code dan juga manual. Dan these codes and manuals will be updated yearly on annual basis. You can see that what are the virus which causes this disease, how do they survive outside of host, ada tak method untuk deactivate the viruses, contoh apa host species and so on. So bagaimana, how is the disease being spread, which countries have diseases, all the information including control and prevention. So you can also refer to this website for your group work tomorrow. Okay. So kalau katalah Malaysia nak declare dia ada Tora syndrome virus, dia kena ikut method ini untuk buktikan bahawa Malaysia adalah positif terhadap penyakit tersebut. Okay. So ada apa-apa soalan tak? Before I would like to explain about the group work for tomorrow. So katalah when you are working in the future, so if you're asked to go to a farm to diagnose a disease, selalunya macam I usually do visits to the farm. Usually farmer would call or message and let us know that there is a outbreak, ada ikan mati. So kebanyakan farmer dia hanya nak solution, they want treatment only. So it is difficult for me to give the solution over the phone. Memang tak dapat bagi solution ataupun message. Dia bukan macam penyakit manusia. Okay, kalau demam, okay, makan Panadol. We cannot say that. Usually what I will tell the farmer is that I cannot okay. Okay, so sekejap ya Aisyah, saya cerita dulu dan saya jawab soalan tu. So I cannot saya tak boleh diagnose disease tu just over the phone ataupun message. We have to go to the farm personally. So saya akan arrange trip untuk pergi ke farm. Kenapa saya perlu pergi ke farm? Because you need to see the overall condition of the farm. You don't only have to see the fish, ikan-ikan yang dah mati or ikan-ikan yang sakit, tapi you juga perlu tengok how is the environment of the farm. What is the feed being given? Ikan tu dari mana? Adakah mereka beli broodstock? Adakah anak-anak dia beli anak-anak? Is the water being filtered and so on? So there are many factors in the farm which can cause the disease. So once we go to the farm and we ask about the history, we have all the information, then we will take some samples, fish samples which are thick. Kalau ikan tu dah mati, kita kena ambil sampel ikan yang hidup ataupun yang nak mati, yang sakit tetapi yang belum mati. Kalau dah mati, farmer have to keep it in the fridge. So we need fresh sample. Baru kita akan bawa balik sampel tersebut balik ke lab and then we will do the test. But when I am at the farm, by looking at the clinical signs and symptoms and also the food species and everything, usually I will narrow down, okay, maybe it is due to, for example, one virus A, virus B, virus C, contoh. Okay. Sometimes I also diagnose, oh, ni bukan due to virus, it's because of parasite or bacteria. So bila saya dah narrow down, baru saya akan saya akan detect, saya akan gunakan metod yang sesuai untuk detect penyakit tersebut. Usually it is virus lah. So that's why it is very important that you need to look at the clinical signs and the symptom. Okay, ada soalan daripada Aisyah, kalau nak detect ikan sakit, kita tengok cara dia berenang. Kalau molus macam mana? Kalau contoh seperti oyster, kita akan tengok external clinical sign, luaran oyster, dan kita akan buka oyster dan tengok internal clinical sign. But then you have to do further testing seperti PCR ataupun cell culture, histology and so on to detect the diseases. Ada apa-apa soalan before I go to the group work that you need to do tomorrow? Oh, hari ni kita kelas penuh 48 orang. This is a history. Ni sebelum ni tak pernah ada 48 orang. Okey. Nak ambil gambar kehadiran. Okey. Okay, so I will share about the group work for tomorrow. Okay, for group work tomorrow, okay, so tomorrow we're going to do an activity known as disease fact sheet. Okay, so this you boleh download lah. So saya ada nota. Okay, I've given you notes. Ada beberapa nota pasal penyakit ikan yang disebabkan oleh virus. So what you need to do is that you have to divide the notes. Ini my suggestion. You have to divide the notes among your group members. Okay, among the group members, and you have to pecah-pecahkan lah. So ada banyak diseases that you need to read about. So you pecahkan, seorang ambil dua, seorang ambil tiga. Read about those notes and also about those disease. So for tomorrow, there will be a group work that based on disease diagnosis. So I will give you a few case studies for each of the group, and you have to diagnose the disease. So you can also use the notes to do that, and also you boleh rujuk kepada OIE website. So for me to break you into the different groups, I need you to put in the number, group number in front of your name. Okay, so you will be given. Esok lepas pukul 11 you ada kelas lain ke? Esok kelas kita 9 hingga 11. Ada kelas lain ke pukul 11 hingga 12?
Ada, doktor.
Ada ya? Tu 1 hour ke berapa jam kelas tu? 2 hours.
Jam.
Okay. That means you have class 11 to 1. Okay. So usually kalau kita buat kelas face to face, saya bagi dalam 2 jam, 1 jam begitu untuk siapkan group work tersebut. Sebab it's face to face, easier for you to discuss and so on. So yang ni saya bagi 3 jam. Usually like yesterday we did for the other group, we did 3 hours online. So esok kita start kelas pukul 9. So please read all the notes so you come prepared. Dan saya briefing sekejap dalam 10-15 minit and I will break you into your groups in the breakout rooms. Dan saya akan upload ke semua case study tersebut di dalam e-learn. So you share and you discuss and do the disease diagnose, and you have to submit in e-learn. So I think let's say briefing half an hour, 1.5 hour is not enough. Petang ada kelas ke? Okay, tak apa. That means you upload before 11 o'clock. Kalau tak sempat siap, then saya akan panjangkan esok. We see how it goes tomorrow. Is that okay? Kalau semua orang dah pecah baca pasal notes, and each one of you, some of you take 2 and you diagnose and discuss, I think boleh cepat siap kot. Soalnya dalam kelas saya bagi 1 jam je untuk diagnose ni, disease diagnosis. Okay, so the case studies will be based on exact real situation in the farm. How do you see the start case? How do you see the mortality, the outbreak in the farm? And based on that, how do you diagnose disease? Okay, yeah? So that's all for today. And the attendance is in e-learn. Attendance tutup pukul 4. So you ada lagi 10 minit. Yang ada apa-apa soalan? So please